Hello everybody. Welcome into Rock Painting 101. If you are catching the replay, thanks for watching the replay. If you're not sure if you're watching the replay, if you're watching live, it would say live in the upper left-hand corner. So if it doesn't say live there, still say hi, still let us know what you think if you have questions. However, I will be responding to them later. I am hovering over so I can try to reply to comments. So say hi for stopping in. We are doing a month of Zendangles, started a little bit later in the month, but this is the first live that we've done of the new series. The link that I'm posting here will get you to all the other information that has to do this. So if you're unfamiliar with dangles, I had a few over by my desk from the last time, but it's just making these fun little designs and things like that. Hello in Nebraska, Angela. Are you getting snow in Nebraska today? I know there's snow across the country. Hi, Cindy. So I'm just going to go back to the basics. I showed off the book in the live the other day, but I'll kind of let you see. I've kind of got it set up here out of the way. I've got some fun different dangles that I'm going to try today because like I said, I'm going to expand outside my comfort zone a little bit as well. So I just wanted to show you that because I've got it propped up here. You can't see it. But hello, Charlotte. Hello, Paula. I know I'm missing a couple of your comments. They go by so fast. Now I can't get my book back where it was without probably knocking you guys over. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do this one back to the basics, start from scratch like you've never seen a dangle before. Hello, Linda. Hello, Melissa. So the first thing you need is something for your dangles to hang from. So real quick, I'll show you. I've got two different pens here that I'll be working with for my fine lines. I've got the 1M black Posca pen, and then I also have a PN, a Micron PN. So these are both, if you need this one to touch up at the end, I just wanted to show you what it was now. So I'm just going to start with my basic shapes and outlines. Hello, Tracy. You're getting snow in Colorado, aren't you? Hi, Nancy. So we need something for our dangles to hang from. So I'm just going to start by creating a shape somewhere on my rock. And I'm going to do my rock this way so my dangles can be nice and long so I can show you quite a few little tips. And then we're going to take and create some lines basically on the top that our things can hang from. So I'm just going to go out and we'll curl it up here like so. And maybe we'll add another one here. And we can even thicken up this line and add some color to this when we're all done. Like that. And we can even have this curl down and have its own little dangle up here. Just add a little circle. And we're just going to do the same thing here. Give it some thickness, like that. And then you can divide these sections up into different shapes as well, like this. And we can add some little pops of color into those. And why not, we'll add a little dangle there, like that. So there we go. Hello, Sue. I don't know if I saw yours a second ago or not. So now we have a base of something to have the dangles hang from, and we could even do a little bit more. We're going to have this one carry off and have another little extension here, and maybe we'll turn that into our first dangle. So the more of these you do, the more comfortable you'll get with the technique that works best for you. I have found while trying to show people how to do these, the easiest way about creating these is to start with your full line of your dangle. So I've had this loop up and around, and then I'm going to have this come straight down my rock, and see my rock kind of taper. So that's about as far down as I want to go, right about there. And we're going to cap that off with some sort of jewel is what you can kind of call them. So I'm just going to create a little circle here. You have to have like a weight at the end of your dangle. And we'll go back up that line and decorate it here in just a little bit, but we're just going to continue to give ourselves our lines first so we have an idea of spacing and things like that. So we'll go back into this area over here, and this rock kind of tapers in a little bit here as well. So I'm just going to have this one come down just the littlest bit. Oh, it doesn't taper in as bad as I thought. I can have it go down further. And then we'll add our little piece at the bottom. And then I usually head towards the middle, and then you can kind of fill in some of your spaces. So I'm going to go with very basic design on this one because this is the first live of the series. We'll kind of go into more details as we go along, I'm also going to attempt one of these using acrylic paints. So we'll see how that one goes. I promise to share with you all how that one goes. Now you can have dangles coming off of each other as well. So you could split this one like so and have one come here and have one come here. You can even have it cut across this way to add in color. So once you have your main outlines, your outer edge dangles, something down the middle, you just kind of start filling in the space with lines going straight down. You can have them stopping high, low. You can have one tiny little one that just sneaks in right there. And you're just going to work your way across your rock, adding different lengths of dangles. Now you can always add more. When you've got a good amount of them on there, you can start adding your designs to them. The further apart they are, the more obviously wide your designs can go. And I know there's a lot more people in here. I showed this right when I first got in, but I've got my book off to the side here with some dangle ideas. Like, so if you wanted to do some dangles that had some wide sections in it like this, you want to keep yours a little bit further apart, or even something like this towards the bottom. You want to make sure to have that space so they're not bumping into each other. So you can always go back in and add a second or third dangle at the end once you've got them in there. So again, I make circles at the end. If you're not comfortable making the circle, you could also dot. That's the technique I'm going to attempt to do with acrylics too, is to create a larger dot, because then you'll just stack your dots as if you're coloring them in. Hello, Debbie. So we're gonna start with this one over here. I really liked that wide diamond. So we're gonna go ahead and add that on here, and we're just gonna fill in this dangle first. So we've got a wide diamond that they had like that, and then they had little dots on the tip of each of these. See, so I went ahead and filled them in. Sometimes it's too hard to make a circle, plus this circle would have a line through it now. So just feel free to color it in, because they'll dry quick and you can go back with your color in a little bit. And then next they had a little diamond on this dangle, then a circle, and a triangle, and then they had a big circle at the top. So we'll just have that go right into the top like that. And that is your first completed dangle, at least the outlines. Oh, we have two. Hi, Kat. Two from Holland at the same time. Wow, that's awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen them, at least back to back like that. Okay, so we're gonna go in here and we're just gonna keep adding to the dangles, okay? I'm gonna do a few different designs. I'm gonna stick with the same page on the book because they tend to kind of gel together here. This one had a really long, skinny triangle. And you do not have to have a book to come up with these designs. I just always end up doing kind of the same thing. So I thought I would get out my book and really try some different things this time, because I'm trying to challenge myself to try some new things as well during this series. And if you're just joining in, if you missed the conversation earlier this week, this year we are going to be doing 12 different techniques. So this month is going to be Zendangles, where we'll really dive deep, really talk about the technique, really break it down a little bit more, and kind of grow and stick with the same style of rock for the month so that we can see if we can improve as the weeks go by. So on Monday, I'm going to be posting a picture, and if you're trying to follow along with the challenge or challenge yourself to do these, you'll be able to share your first Zendangle rock on Monday, and then we'll post a new one every Monday that you can share your next rock and your next rock. I think we'll be able to have, we'll have 3 Mondays that we'll be able to add these rocks to. These are like little ovals. See, and they have these little dashes. I've never thought to just add little dashes of black. That looks kind of cool. And they might seem a little sloppy at first. Like sometimes when I look at them, when it's all black like this, you've got the lines crossing through your shapes. They can look a little muddied up. But trust me, as soon as you start adding in your colors, it really starts to pop. It's very exciting when you start to add in your colors. And you can fix a lot of shapes and things like that as well when you're adding your colors in. So I need one more dangle over here. I am going to do a triangle up here. This one's got a wavy line. It's not going to be exactly like it is in the book, but it gave me the inspiration for it, so that's always fun. Something like that. And we're just going to stop with that for a second. Actually, I want to add one more little ring around our dot here, just so we have more color in that corner. All right, now I got to find some colors. I didn't want to be late getting on today. I was late on the last video. I'm going to try to do them around this time every day. So I'm going to just go with some basic primary colors, basically the ones that I have closest to me right now. You can use white in your dangles too. That will be kind of fun. Let's just go with these. I kind of like this color combination. I'm going to shake them up. Although I think I would rather have, yeah, it's good. Make sure you shake your pens up so they're not going to be watery on you. Hello, Missy. I used to live on Fort Knox in Kentucky, so I'm familiar with where you're at. All right. And hello, Isabel. All right, so once you've got your black on here, now these dry really fast, so you can kind of go in there pretty quick. I just pick an array of colors, whatever color palette you want to go with. You can definitely go with themes. Like when we did this heart one, I did all pinks and purples. I've done rain clouds where it was all blues and grays. Whatever fits the theme that you're trying to do. Just like that. Okay, so I'm just going to start with this color. And I'm just going to start filling in some of the shapes. Now, even these dots that are all black right now, just a simple dot, and then it will fill in that spot. See, just like that, right there. Oh, I almost put my finger right on it, right in there. And the more of them you do, they'll really start to stand out from the black. So I'll fill in this dangle and then I'll bring it up close. And you can pick and choose. You could do each dangle its own color, or you could do two colors on a dangle, whatever you want to do. That's the thing. There's a few tips to these dangles, but there's really not a lot of rules. Now, when you're filling in your shapes, it's okay if you go over the black a little bit too far. Like when you're doing a diamond like this, you really want to get that point. So I always would rather fill in more, because I always go back around with either my 1M black again, or if you really need to get in small spaces, you can use this PN. Just like that. Loretta, she says, I guess you draw on the rock what you want and then paint it. Yes. Yeah, I draw with these dangles. I draw as much of the design as I can at first, and then you can always go back in and fill more dangles in after the fact. Once you've got your color on there, sometimes you'll look at it and say, oh, it just needs a little bit something else. Hello, Mary. And feel free to ask questions on here. If I miss them at the very end, I'll take a moment where I'm actually able to see my phone the whole time for you guys to ask any questions about either the challenge or just this process. Here we go. We'll leave that last little diamond. I'll get that one with the white. So I'll fill in that last little bit here. And some of these lives during the series might get a little bit on the longer side, because sometimes I used to film them and then speed certain sections up. I'm going to try not to do that, so feel free to kind of hop in and hop out or come back once it's just posted on the page and see the final rock. If you don't have time to stick around for the whole thing, it's completely understandable. But I just don't want to speed up through things during this series, because I just want you guys to see the whole technique. And I'm going to sit and paint this whole rock whether I've got you guys live or not, so I might as well have you hanging around. So I've got this dangle completely done. Now, as you can see, there's going to be some edges that are a little bit sloppy. See right there in that triangle? But I wanted the blue deep into that point. Same with the white. See, kind of went over the edge just a littlest bit there. That's where I'm going to go back and finish up those fine lines. So I'm going to give those just another second to dry. I'll fill in a couple more little dangles, and then we're going to touch up that line itself, just so if you don't have time to stick around, you kind of have an idea of how to finish up your dangle. I want you guys to try, you know, over the weekend or even today to give these a try and see if you can have one to post on Monday. To show off, and then next Monday you can show off 2 of them and you show your progress. At least that's the goal, to try do one a week if you're joining in on the challenge. So I'm gonna make this big triangle purple. And I can tell already as I'm filling these in that this space is too empty. Like I've got all that space that I didn't fill in. So I know that I'm going to go back and add more to that area before I'm done with the rock. So this area should be pretty dry. So I'm going to go ahead and touch that up. So basically what I do is I try to find anywhere where it's supposed to have a nice point and fix that. So like this is supposed to be a diamond, and I'm going to get as close as I can by being able to hold it stable. So you just take and you can really give it a good point. Nice and crisp. Just like that. See how much nicer that looks? Okay, and then I'm going to fix this triangle. Now I normally wait until I'm completely done with my rock to go back and do these final touches, but see how much better that triangle looks once you've added those nice crisp lines to give it that nice point to it. So I'm going to continue to fill in and, you know, chit chat and try to watch for questions and things like that up here. And we'll get this guy filled in. Oh, you're welcome. Patricia, she says she likes it close up. I try to pull it up as close as I can. Sometimes it's hard to paint really close up high, like hovering like that. But I'll try to bring it in from time to time like that for you as well. Here we go. So I'm just going to start filling these in. You can also fill in your shapes up here at the top, like in these little lines. I was going to go ahead and add in some shapes in these stripes to have some pops of color even up above here. Like so. So normally this is how I usually don't color them one dangle at a time. I usually go around with one color and try to fill in different areas with the one color. And then come back with my next color and kind of spread them out. So that's what I'm going to do as I go along this rock. Like so. Here we go. And you'll notice the more of these you do, you'll kind of get a feel for filling in your space and getting enough color on your rock, because you don't want it to be too much exposed rock when it's all said and done. Here we go. Let's fill in these up here. And I don't know how much of that I'm covering. Maybe I can try to bring it up a little bit closer. You can see. And these pens work great for this. You could definitely try to do this with a very small, like a liner style brush. Dotting tools will work really well for the dot style dangles, and there's lots of different designs you can do just with dots. That's what I do a lot of the time, is a lot of dotting. They turn out really cute with just dots like that. Now I'm going to stop that right there because I don't have white in that section, so I'm going to leave that and I'll add a line later. But we're getting pretty close here. By the time you wrap around to your last color, you can decide if you want to go back to your first color again. Just like that. And there's a little line here. I didn't get any color in yet. There we go. I think I got color in all my spots. Now this is where you could decide, like I was saying before, this little spot here, I feel like it seemed a little empty before, but once you get your colors on there, sometimes it doesn't seem that way. So that's why I always say start with less. You can always add more. You can't really take them off. But I think what I might do is I might make these dangles touch and have something come down, maybe. But until I decide for sure, I'm just gonna do a little bit of touching up. Angela, yes, I'm glad you're excited to try these. They're really fun. They're kind of one of those things, the more of them you do, the more exciting they kind of get to do, because you can come up with lots of amazing ideas and themes. I've done Halloween dangles, I've done Valentine's dangles, I've done heart dangles, I've done lots of different designs, and all of those are in the link. I have the link that says, I think it says RP101_January. So if you click that link, that's the one that's in the post, it will take you to our pinned post for the month, which will have an introduction to the rock painting where I talk about supplies a little bit more. Not rock painting, but the Zendangle rock painting, where I talk about the supplies that I'm using a little bit and kind of show them in a little bit more detail. And it also links to our site where we have a landing page with lots of different Zendangle inspiration, because we've got quite a few of them on the page already. We've done Christmas ones, we've done Halloween, different shapes, we've done radial style ones. So once you kind of get them down, you can make your dangles go all sorts of different ways. We've done a spiral dangle, so they're really fun. And since there's no specific expectation, like sometimes if you're trying to draw a dog, if it doesn't look like a dog, it's upsetting. Mary, it does look a little Mardi Gras. I could go in with some gold, then it would really, or yellow. Here we go. Let's see here. Cindy, you said, I tend to have trouble with my Posca pens being watery. Do you just have to keep shaking? It says see more. Let me see if I can hit that while I'm on here. And is your scratch paper just paper? This is actually cardstock, only because it's was close by and it's a little bit thicker. If you're on computer paper, it might get a little soggy from paint. But yes, if your pen seems watery, shake it up more. Usually if it's watery, that's the problem, because I think the way that that works is it kind of can stick to the edges in there, so you really want to get that bead going. The only ones that I have issues with after shaking often, sometimes the metallics, my gold and silver, you have to shake those up even more. I don't know why. I'm not sure. I'm going to add some radial lines to this one. I'm not sure why that is. It's just something that I've noticed after using them quite a few times, that they tend to be waterier. More watery. So there we go. I think I'm going to leave it just as it is. I don't think I'm going to add anything right there. I kind of like that. So if anybody has any other questions, go ahead and put them up right now, because I'm kind of finishing up here and I've got an eye on the comment section. If you are watching the replay, I said this at the beginning, if it doesn't say live up here in the corner, then you're watching the replay. Go ahead and leave your question anyways, but I won't get to it right at this moment. And if you are watching the replay and you want to catch the lives, just make sure to hit the little, I think there's 3 little dots that you can turn live notifications on, and then the next time we go live. But I'm going to try to do at least 3 tutorials each month that go with the theme. So the Zendangle theme this month. So let me run over and grab my other rocks. You guys can have a little bit more of an idea of some of the other things that we have on the site. Like we've got this one, it's like a rain cloud look. See, this one says 2019. So you can do them with words or numbers. And then this is a spiral love rock that we did for Valentine's Day. So once you kind of get the hang of it, you'll definitely be able to expand and turn them into all sorts of wonderful creations. So Cindy, I'm glad that you're going to go home and play around with it. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. And again, if you have any questions about materials, or if you're creating your rock and you run into a problem you can't seem to work around, leave pictures in the comments or questions in the comments, and I will come back and try to get to them as soon as I can. So thanks for all the thumbs ups and hearts. I can see them now that I'm hovering over my phone. I don't always see those when I'm live. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day and give this technique a try. Bye-bye now.